Recently, Mary Tyler Moore visited Shepherdstown to dedicate the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War to Shepherd College. That ceremony is this week's Jefferson Agenda.
Guys Buick, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and GMC Truck of Charlestown wants to put you...
Good afternoon. Is that loud enough, too loud, or just right?
Just right.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Shepherd College Foundation, the administration of Shepherd College itself, the town of Shepherdstown, county of Jefferson, the entire tri-state area, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the dedication of the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War, as the sign denotes. Without further ado, I would like to introduce to you at this time Reverend Bronson Staley, the pastor of Christ Reformed Church, United Church of Christ, just east of us on German Street, which also has played a definite role in this celebration. Reverend Staley.
Let us all pray together, and let this be our prayer. Eternal God, you are God of the past, the present, and the future. You give us all that we have. We are grateful for your gift of memory, that the light of the past may illumine our work in the present and our plans for the future. On this occasion, at this place, we would remember with gratitude those who lived in this dwelling and their contributions to the life of this community. We are grateful that you have given a vision of a valuable opportunity for learning in the center that is established here. And we're grateful for the generosity and dedication of its benefactors. We pray that you will prosper the scholarly probing of the events, people and the forces which made up the greatest of our nation's internal conflicts, that it may be a pursuit of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, to the end that powerful conflicting interests and wills may always be reconciled in peace, and that the hearts of humankind may be ruled by the power of your love. We pray through our faith in the strength of your name. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Staley. As most of you know, he is the pastor of the church, as I mentioned before. The church's members, their consistory, their trustees need to be recognized at this time for their, number one, making the facility available, and their excellent cooperation in getting this matter resolved and brought to fruition in the manner in which it's been done. So thank you to your entire congregation, Reverend Staley. While we're passing out thanks, there were some other people involved at the last September when these pieces seemed to fall together by divine intervention, according to one of my friends and associates. Those people who were involved in that at that time were Jackie Lewis of Green Tree Realty. I don't believe she's here or not, but she handled that in a very professional manner and brought the thing to conclusion without any hitches at all, and we thank you, Jackie, whether you're here or not. Frank Hill, a local attorney, represented both sides since there was no argument, so we thought he could handle that. On the other side of the fence, and frankly it was like doing business with the farmer across the fence, was Norton Brown, representing the Moore organization. Came here, said he'd be here 2 or 3 days and wanted to know if the matter could be concluded while he was here, and I assured him if it wasn't, it would be his fault and not ours. But Mary is a real prince to work with, and he will be sorely missed, I'm sure, by you. And Terry Sims, who's Mary's assistant in New York at her office there, has been more than cooperative in setting up the logistics for this affair today. So I do need to thank and recognize those people. And another person who seemed to be a little bit opposed to that is Dr. Robert Levine, who is in the audience because he didn't want to be recognized up here. So thank you, Doctor, for your patience and understanding and support. We're looking forward to more of it. The next group of people, you might get tired or bored of listening to these, but there's been scores, I won't want to say hundreds, but there's been scores of people involved in this project. The next two people I'm going to introduce are Dr. James Holland with the History Department at Shepherd College and Dr. James Price, local veterinarian and historian. Those two individuals, along with myself, were a self-appointed volunteer committee that somebody told me brought things together. My remarks in response to that was no, we just simply kept them from falling apart. But thank you, Jim and Jim, very much for your help. We look forward to more of it. At this time, I would like to call on the Mayor of Shepherdstown, the Honorable Vince Parmasana, for any remarks that he would like to make.
Thank you, Bill. On behalf of the town, we'd like to welcome Mary Tyler Moore on her revisit to her ancestors' home. This year, the governor has declared to be Homecoming 96 in West Virginia, and an invitation has been extended to former visitors, former residents, or descendants of West Virginians to come back to West Virginia to visit and rediscover their past. Mary Tyler Moore and her father have taken up this invitation and have done even more than that. Not only have they returned for a look at their early years and forebears, but through the generous gift of a home for the Center for the Study of the Civil War, they've made it possible for hundreds of others who will come along looking for information on their ancestors to more easily make a personal connection to history. This donation to the historic assets of Shepherdstown, I feel, is a valuable addition to the community. We welcome the proud new owners of this distinguished structure, who now join the other property owners up and down the street here, who take pride in the appearance and the atmosphere that has been generated in the town. The adaptive reuse of this historic structure that the Center for the Study of the Civil War is making continues to allow in Shepherdstown a rare combination of a viable, active, living community in a nice historic setting. And we'd like again, on behalf of myself and the council, to thank Mary Tyler Moore for this generous donation and welcome the Center for the Study of the Civil War to Main Street in Shepherdstown.
Thank you very much, Vince, and now some more thank yous, and that would be appropriate at this time to thank Delegate John Doyle, who I hope is here, who has provided our director, Mark Snell, with, we think, adequate budget. Mark disagrees with that, but John has made every effort to promote and support the center, and John, we appreciate that. And we also understand that Senator Dugan, in spite of the party conflict, has supported us too, so we do deeply appreciate it. The next person I have on the program to speak to you today is the person representing the recipient of the gift from the Moores to the Shepherd College Foundation. That's none other than the founder some half-century ago of the Shepherd College Foundation, and its present president and the only president it's had so far, who incidentally has done an excellent job, Dr. Hank Moore.
Thank you for this opportunity. The long association I've had with the foundation, during that time, many nice things have happened. And you know, I have enjoyed being a part of them. This past year, the most exciting thing that has happened, of course, in the foundation, including all other beautiful gifts, is this building that has been given to us by Mary Tyler Moore. We, as a foundation, are most happy to be the owner as long as the president of the college pays the bill. We are most happy to participate in this new chapter related to the Civil War studies. This building has a long history, and each step along the way, it has made a contribution to the community. It is indeed a joy to tell you that insofar as the foundation is concerned, the Shepherd's College Foundation, we are most happy to continue this into this end of the century, to the new century, to the study of the Civil War, which indeed is on all sides of it, and that makes it a beautiful center. Thank you, Mary Tyler Moore. On behalf of the foundation, we'll do the best we can to make it the greatest center for study.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. I don't know which one of these people on the program has the most clout, but I don't know whether we're going up or down. Each one of those people can speak for themselves on that. The next person I want to introduce to you is a person that's recently been appointed the chair of the board of directors of the state college system, former state senator from our area of West Virginia, who has long been a strong supporter of education, along with some other programs that she's been rather successful in. And I'll let her speak for herself in that regard, and you all can form your own opinion. But here is Sandra Luck.
Thank you. I'm very, very honored to be here. I have been a fan of Mary Tyler Moore as long as I can remember. Since my maiden name is Moore, I claim her as a relative. I am proud today to bring you greetings from the board of directors of the college system. And Mary, I also bring you greetings from our governor. And I would like to read for you a statement that he has sent to us for this day. As governor of the state of West Virginia, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome everyone to the dedication ceremony of the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War. I am especially honored to greet Ms. Mary Tyler Moore, who has made this event possible. Ms. Moore, on behalf of the staff and the administration of Shepherd College and the citizens of West Virginia, I thank you for purchasing your family home and donating it to the college. I am certain that this is a very emotional time for everyone, as the home is dedicated as the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War. Please know that all of us are grateful for your kindness and generosity. As I am sure most of you are aware, we are currently observing Homecoming 96, a year-long celebration of community and progress throughout West Virginia. As we invite West Virginians everyone to come home to celebrate the many things that make the Mountain State so special, we are pleased to include the addition of the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War. Again, welcome to each of you, and we sincerely thank you, Mary Tyler Moore. You will forever be a part of our state. Sincerely, Cassie Caperton, Governor. We will get her a copy of that, Mary. And it will not be the fax copy that I hold in my hand.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Some more thank yous go out to the staff at Shepherd College at this time. There's a rather lengthy list of those. I can't possibly cover them all, so I left out some on purpose so no one person will be offended. First of all, Dr. Jim Watson, I saw a while ago, the Vice President for Development at Shepherd College. He and his staff have been very helpful in keeping score, writing checks, trying to keep some of the rest of us under control. Sometimes they were successful and sometimes they weren't. Thank you very much, Jim. Tom Baxter, Vice President of Finance and Physical Plant, has devoted a lot of financial and human resources into the restoration of the property. Don't need to go into those details, but Tom, I thank you very much too. He's not as tall as Jim Watson, so I can see him back there. Thank you, Tom. The provost of the community college under which the Civil War Center operates, Dr. Pete Chenkovich, is he in the crowd? Thank you, Pete. His assistant, Bill Luck, who happens to have some other affiliations with some people that are involved here, done a commendable job. Thanks for your help and support, Bill. Valerie Owens, Thank you very much. She's in public relations at Shepherd. She was responsible for putting together a lot of the arrangements for the Moores to be here and make other arrangements internally to see that this thing came off without a hitch. I think you're the one responsible for the weather, aren't you? Thank you. Thank you, Chris. And since we've been through most of the rest of the college hierarchy or bureaucracy, it's come time now to introduce to you Dr. James Watkins, the interim president of Shepherd College. And Dr. Watkins, we certainly appreciate what you've done for Shepherd in the past year. Good luck for your future.
Mr. Stewart, Dr. Levine, Mr. Knud. I'll pay the bills for 2 more months. And then Dr. Dunlop can worry about it. There is a piece in the Shepherdstown Chronicle this week. It's a little sad, and it says, thank you, Mary Tyler Moore, and welcome home. Because of you, history lives on. I think that when we get to think about home longer, I offer that as a euphemism for getting older. It's important to understand about home. It's good to know what it is. And I think that although no one takes credit for that little piece, therefore we can all get credit for it and really wish you welcome. There is a piece in the program that you have, a little short paragraph that defines the fundamental purpose, I believe, of the Center for the Study of the Civil War. On July 4th, 1861, during an address to a special session of Congress, President Abraham Lincoln spoke of the impending Civil War as, quote, essentially a people's contest. In a sense, the mission of the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War is concerned essentially with studying those people, regardless of their loyalties or the color of their skin. Hopefully, the Center's efforts will help students of the conflict to gain a greater understanding of how the war affected the soldiers of the North and South, as well as the families and communities they left behind. We do commit ourselves to that purpose at Shepherd College. And on behalf of the Shepherd College community, the faculty, the students, the staff, the alumni, and on behalf of the state college system in West Virginia, we do both appreciate and accept, Ms. Moore, this wonderful gift.
Thank you, Dr. Watkins. This job's getting easier as it goes, so it might last a while. It's come to the point in the program where, along with thanking the people in the community and the church and the college for their efforts in this, it's time to give a great big vote of thanks and applause to the donor. I don't think she needs any more introduction than is in your program. If you don't have one, we'll try to procure one before you leave. She has been the star of stage and screen for not as long as Dr. Muller's been in the foundation. 30 years, I'll say. She is a young lady because she's younger than I am. And for the next day or two, she will be the star of the streets of Shepherdstown and of Shepherd College campus. Mary Tyler Moore.
Thank you all, everybody here on this platform today, and all of you for coming out. I'm not sure who did who the favor, because my dad, who has done the genealogy of our family for many, many years, it's become, now that he's retired, his vocation. It was his avocation. And so thoroughly and with such interest and humor and devotion, as he kept me informed of the first Moor who came to Maryland in 1735, I believe it was, who was a stowaway on his uncle's tea ship. And from that time, we kept track of all the various names that went to make up the people who were part of this family that produced me. I guess I am the last Moor, unfortunately. But along the way, some wonderfully interesting characters have emerged, and it's my hope that as time goes by, I can supply Mark with some of those little bits and pieces of information. My dad, at one point, about a year and a half ago, sent me a clipping from the Shepherdstown Chronicle, declaring that this house, the Conrad Schindler house, was up for sale. And that was all. He just sent the clipping, "Love, Dad." And and I thought, well, I have to have that house. I can't let it be sold and maybe be torn down or maybe become a gas station, who knows what. This is something I have to have. And so the Norton Brown that Bill Canode referred to, my business manager, set about the task of getting this house. And then when he said, "It looks like you're going to get the house," I said, "What am I going to do with it?" This is a major piece of real estate. And it was about that time that magically Bill Canode wrote a note to my dad saying, "Don't you think it would make a wonderful adjunct to the college to have this house as perhaps a study center for the activities and the people involved in the Civil War?" And my dad, again, without saying anything, just sent me the note from Bill. And I finally got the idea. This should be a gift to Shepherd College, and indeed it should be a study for the Civil War, because that's been an interest of my father's since he was a young man and roamed these very streets with his good friend Wilmer Mumma, standing down there, and many others who may be here. If they're not in their presence here, they certainly are in their spirit. I love my family. I love the tradition. I'm really very sorry that my dad can't be here. He has a physical problem that does not allow him to travel, but he's in wonderful health, and he's going to just wring me dry for every detail that happened today, who was there, who said what, and what does the house look like. So we'll be taking a lot of pictures. I'm so pleased, as Mark has been taking me through the house, to see the remarkable amount of loving repair work and updating, always keeping an eye to tradition and what the house was originally. And to realize, too, that it's going to be for people, not just for college students, hopefully, but for youngsters, too, in grammar school, people of all ages who want to know more about the dynamics of the Civil War and the people who fought there. I thank you all for coming out, and I invite you, please, to come and visit this house. And now I think I'm supposed to turn over a rather major key to Mark Snell, who's going to be the guiding spirit of this house from now on. Mark, will you accept this key? And
Mary, on behalf of Shepherd College and the entire community of Shepherdstown, I think most of which have turned out here today, at least the important people have, I take great pleasure in accepting this key as a symbol of your wonderful generosity. Thank you so much again. And since Bill's been pointing out people in the audience too, I want to take the time to do that, if I might. If I can point out your husband, Mary, is that okay?
he promises me he's here and not off at the local pastry shop.
Dr. Robert Levine, raise your hand. There he is, back there. Thank you. And I want to take the opportunity also to thank some people. Since I've got the podium and Bill can't take it away from me while I'm up here, First of all, I'd like to thank everybody here. It's so heartwarming to see you all turn out to help us dedicate the George Tyler Moore Center for the Study of the Civil War. The community has been wonderful, and you accepted us as one of your neighbors, and we hope we can be a good neighbor to the rest of you. I also want to thank the staff and faculty of Shepherd College who have supported us and helped us along the way. And I especially want to thank the fellow who is my boss. You met his wife earlier. His name's Bill Luck, and I'll tell you, nobody could ask for a better boss than this guy. Where's Bill? Raise your hand. There he is, right there. Just about a year ago, I think it was, maybe 11 months, I was approached by a gentleman who's in the audience, and I'll point him out, about helping me to raise money to develop a first-rate facility for the Center for the Study of the Civil War. And our initial choice, or about the only choice we had was the old tobacco warehouse down by the river. We were going to try and raise money to restore that. Well, things went wrong, as normally happens in a bureaucracy, and we got this house instead. And I must say, after the flood in January, I'm sure glad we got this house. But I want to point out three people who have been instrumental, and obviously in addition to Mary, instrumental in helping us acquire this property. And one of them is a member of the history department, and that's Dr. Jim Holland. I know he's back there. If he'd please raise his hand. Thank you, Jim. Another one is another doctor, but a different type of doctor, Dr. Jim Price. Jim, thank you so much. And the other member of that committee, who I'll save for last and talk about in a little bit, is sitting right next to me here. Two other people that helped bring this dream, make this dream a reality once we had the house, were my team members. And those people have worked real hard, and as we used to say in the military, they've gone above and beyond the call of duty, and I could not have done it without them. And when you walk through the house, you'll see that they've done a real fine job helping us. And those people are Irene Moss, the center secretary. She's over here. And the database manager, the technical guy who's going to make our mission work, Mr. Al Pijak. Where's he? And finally, I want to thank Mr. Bill Cano. I promoted him. He calls me up every day to talk to me and give me advice. And I'm a retired Army major, and he is so good at giving orders that I made him an honorary brigadier general. But Bill has been an inspiration, and a mentor, and a good friend. And I think above all, I would really like to thank him because he's been a great help to us here. Bill Cano, thank you so much. I'm just happy to say that finally, after almost 3 years, we finally have a facility that we can now do our mission in. And this is a facility, and when we're done here, if you'll give us about 5 minutes to clear these chairs away, we hope you will all walk through the house and take a look at it, and we'll have people in there to explain what we're trying to do. Once again, Mary, thank you so much, and community, thank you so much too.
I too want to invite you to walk through the first floor of the house, see what a remarkably good job that Paula and Mark have done with it. I think, Mary, that all of us are very proud of the gift, and we will do our best to ensure that it lives in perpetuity, as you said in your press release earlier. So come in, make yourselves at home. As you exit the back of the house, there will be function cookies or some kind of refreshments in the backyard. Thanks again. I think it's been a memorial event. We look forward to more of the same in the future. Thank you very much.